Hey, what's happening, good people? It's your man, Patrick the Game Changer Jackson here. It's another wonderful day, a lovely day that we have on today to be able to have a couple of conversations. We're going to be talking about some of the battle of the sexes stuff we're going to be having coming up, some great conversations that are going to be coming happening in 2025. Also, some courageous conversations that are going to be having with some people. Going to do a little update on the Jay-Z lawsuit and what's going crazy about that, and kind of give some insight on what is transpiring and how it kind of relates to some folks that kind of may deal with some of those things on a everyday situation. Also, the NBA Cup. You know, I got to cover the NBA. I'm an NBA head, and of course, some upcoming events that are happening, and some business highlights on how you can tap in and how you can be a part of this great conversation. So make sure that you stay locked in, stay tuned. Appreciate y'all. Be right back. Hey, what's happening, good people? Hope you are having a great day. Hope your day is going fabulous. Hope everything is going copacetic. As we are about to be ending the year of 2024, we have been counting our blessings, counting everything that has been coming our way. With hope, with hope that you are appreciating every moment, every second, everything that is going on in your life right now. Sometimes we can take life for granted. We know for statistically that this is a very heightened season for suicide and things like that. So continue to make sure that you love on your people, love on folks that may not be always in your circle when you're out and about. They may need that extra smile. They may need that extra hello, whatever it is. Make sure that you tap in with some people, man, and show some love. Genuinely, just try to show love to people, man. This is a very um, heightened season for people to be depressed, feeling down and feeling sad. So I would encourage each and every one of you, take a little moment, take a little time. When you run into folks, just say hello, just say hi. Be nice, be kind, show love, show kindness. As y'all jumping up in here, man, come on and put some love symbols up in here, man. Go ahead and put some hearts in here. Say hello. Don't be rude. Say hello while you up in here and show some love, man. And if you're going to do that, make sure you put I will love in the chat. Put I will love in the chat, because love will conquer everything that is going on. If that is you, if that's part of who you are and what you want to be as you go throughout the rest of this year, going into 2025, starting off things great, make sure you put in the chat, I will love, I will love, I will love, I will love. We're going to spread love coming this year. That's what it's all about, man. We got to make sure that love is in the atmosphere. Love is being spread. If you are a person that is in need of love, man, make sure you go around some folks. Just let them know, hey, man, I just need a hug, or I just need someone to talk to, or whatever it is that you're needing. But also be that person on the other side and be able to go up to someone and be able to show them some love, show them some interest, all that those type of things. So sometimes those things can be missed in the midst of, as we're going through this season, that there are a lot of people that are not in a great place, that are going through things. So as we start this thing out, I always start with a particular quote, but wanted to start off that the quote today is love. Love, love, love. Show some LOVE on today. And especially going into 2025, man, that's what it's all about. Is folks showing love to each other, people being able to be tapped in into what love is and what that's going to mean to them. So I'll encourage y'all, again, make sure that you go in and tap in with some folks and just show them a little bit of love. Let them know that, hey, man, hey, it ain't all bad. It ain't all bad. And you got somebody out here that's willing to be able to show you some love. My mom would always say, my kids would sometimes say, my mom would always say, a smiling at someone could be the only smile that they see that day. And tying in with my kids, that they'll see me, we'll be out and about at the mall, we'll wave at different people, and they'll be like, oh, Dad, some people I don't necessarily know them, of course. I do engage and know a lot of different people, but of course I don't know everybody. And so they'll be like, oh, Dad, you know them? I was like, no, I don't know them. Just being nice, right? Sometimes just being nice, just being a good, genuine person, sometimes go a long way. Sometimes go a long way with each and every person, just giving themselves an opportunity to just love. Just love. And I know it sounds simple, but it ain't. It sounds simple, but it ain't. It ain't. It ain't. It's just not. And it's going to take more love, especially during this season, especially as we're going into 2025. There's a lot of moving pieces. There are a lot of moving parts that's going to happen. And you're going to need people in your corner. You're going to need people in your circle that's going to love. That's going to love. You're going to need that. And so if you don't have that, reach out and touch somebody and let them know that you love them. Let them know that you care. Let them know that you're a person that can be there for them too. So as we jump into this, I go my mama right there. I love you too, mama. I love you. Appreciate y'all, man. If you're jumping in, man, go ahead and drop something in the chat. Say hello to me. Appreciate y'all coming on in. Appreciate y'all coming on in. There's going to be a lot of great things coming in 2025. Again, some courageous conversations that we're going to be having. Going to be highlighting some businesses, things that are going to be coming up, and also some very interesting conversation of the battle of the sexes, conversation that a lot of people have been hitting me up wanting to talk about different things that are going on, especially with this red pill, blue pill situation conversation, but having very mature and engaging conversations. Those that know me, I like mature and engaging conversations, not something that's going to be crazy and ratchet. So if we're going to have a mature conversation from what's going on, what has happened, what is going on, and how can we go forward. And I think that's going to be a major piece to what we're going to be having. So the whole battle of the sexes thing, that's going to be part of the conversation that we're going to have. It's this yin and yang situation between the male and females, from the younger generation even to the older generation, the way things used to be, the way things are now, the whole dating scene. How do you navigate parenting? What's going on between the parenting, or if you're in a co-parenting situation? There's a lot of very touchy topics and conversation that people sometimes are afraid to talk about. But I think it's very important to kind of have some of these conversations so you can put some things in context and for people to learn what it's looking like for people that's out there. Maybe they can learn something from some posts. So I definitely have a panel of people that have that are interested in being a part of that. If you are interested as well, you could be on one of the upcoming ones for 2025 as well. So this could be an opportunity. I will be putting out some more stuff later on to actually talk about the battle of the sexes part, for people to just kind of engage and have this conversation, because it is something that is serious. It is something that people are not taking lightly, and there's some extreme positions on both sides when it comes to the battle of the sexes. I will, as a moderator, try to be as neutral as possible. Of course, I have my opinions and comments on different questions and comments and things like that as well. But I'll try to make sure that I try to have the panel have as much as to say so as they could during the conversation. Hey, Miss Marilyn, how you doing? She said, "You're so right. Everyone appreciates a smile, and showing kindness is always appreciated." That's what it's so important for people to show love to one another. It don't cost you nothing, right? It don't cost you nothing to smile. It don't cost you nothing to be nice. It don't cost you nothing to be gentle. And that could be part of this even conversation when it comes to the battle of the sexes, right? What does showing kindness looks like? What does being appreciated look like? And so I think it's going to garner a very, very interesting conversation slash some people would say debate, but I call it a very courageous conversation. That's all. Won't take much to hear other people's perspective, and then if you don't agree, sometimes you can learn and take something away, or you can see that there's a different perspective, maybe even from different generations, different people and situations, maybe different life experiences that folks have had. That's going to be extremely interesting. So again, hit me on the inbox if you're interested in being a part of one of them. It will be a different types of series and conversations that are going to happen throughout 2025. Probably won't be the same group that we have ready at this particular moment. But if you are interested, make sure that you hit the inbox and we'll try to see if we can get you on as well and be a part of that conversation. And so 2025 is going to be extremely fun. Looking forward to it. Definitely appreciate everything that 2024 has brought, and looking forward to a lot of the things that 2025 is going to present. And I think this conversation has been a hot topic for some time, from different perspectives and views that I've seen from different people. But I would love to be able to really break down and have some of these conversations with people that I think that would want to be part of this conversation, and just bridging that gap between different races, different backgrounds, different age groups, uh, people that have dated during maybe the 90s or the 80s, and then people that are in the dating scene now, or even people that dated during that time and now they transition to this time. And then you have the new millennials that only dated during this time. What does that look like? And so just the difference in all of those conversations is very, very intriguing to me, because I've had them. But I think if we're able to put it on a platform like this and really engage in the conversation, I think a lot of people will benefit from it. We'll be able to have a real engaging grown folks conversation, and that's what I'm all about. That's what I'm all about. It's about growing and having these conversations. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some bunch of joking, bunch of laughing. A lot of that is going to be going on, but it's going to be a grown folks conversation, and that's what it is all about for me. We're going to be able to learn some things. We'll be able to tap in with each other and being able to grow with that as well. All right, Miss Letitia, I appreciate you sharing it. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for jumping on, being a part, and being a part of the Game Changer family. Appreciate you. Thank you. Again, if you guys are coming on, go ahead and drop your name in the comment. Appreciate y'all. Give y'all a quick shout out while I'm on here. Again, if you're going to be showing love throughout 2025, put in the comments love. If you're going to be loving in 2025, you're going to be able to show love to people in 2025. If we go in 2024, going into 2025, are you going to be spreading love to people and not hate? If you are, go ahead and put love in the comments, as we are going to love and appreciate each other as we go throughout 2025. That will be our mantra as Game Changers. We are going to be showing love, 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 love. That's what it's going to be all about for all of us throughout whatever we got going on. whatever we got going on, whatever we got going on, you got to be able to show love to people because that matters so much. If we don't have love for each other, who else gonna show the love? You gotta show that love. You gotta show that love. You gotta show that love. If you don't show the love, you gotta show the love. If you don't show the love, go ahead and show that love to one another. I appreciate y'all dropping that on in the chat. I see you, Miss Kimbray. What's up, sis? I see you showing the love in the chat. Showing the love in the chat. Gonna be a part of the panel. Let's go. Let's go. Gonna be a very, 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 very interesting conversation that we're gonna have. Again, a lot of different conversations, a lot of different topics that we're gonna be touching on. It's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be a very interesting conversation to have. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all for jumping on here as y'all are coming on in. We're gonna be again highlighting some of these issues that have happened with the Jay-Z lawsuit, giving an update on that from the previous conversation that we had. Also going to be talking about the NBA Cup champs and some upcoming events and some business highlight stuff as well. So if you're coming in, if you're going to be showing love in 2025, go ahead and put love in the chat because we got to show love. If we don't show love, we ain't got nothing. We ain't got nothing. We're going to need a whole lot of it with a lot of the different changes. Again, I've been doing a deep dive on some of these topics that people have wanted me to talk about. So definitely want to prepare y'all with some of the law changes that could be coming in 2025 is going to be going down. So it's going to be interesting to see. So y'all got to prepare yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Prepare yourself for 2025. Prepare yourselves for 2025 because we're going to need a whole lot of love. Whole lot of love. I believe love conquers all. And we're going to need a whole lot of it in 2025. I can guarantee you that it is going to test us in ways probably folks have never been tested. We're going to be in compromising positions probably than we ever have before. And I promise you, we're going to need a whole lot of love. So these conversations, of course, are going to be very interested as we go forward. So if y'all ready, if you want to be part of the Battle of the Sexes, one of the panel conversations that we're going to have right here on the Game Changer Show, make sure that you hit me up. Now make sure that, hey, man, get you all lined up, get you all part of it too. I know there's a lot of people that would want to be a part of the conversation and want to be a part of this conversation, as it is a very touchy and very sensitive topic to some folks. I believe it's fun. I believe it's engaging. But of course, I'm okay with controversy. I'm very comfortable with controversy. Those that know me, those that of you that are getting to know me, I'm okay with controversy and controversial conversations. But I believe to me, I don't believe that it's controversial. I believe that it's courageous. I believe that in order for us to grow, being an athlete or former athlete, working out and training and all that type of stuff, in order to grow, you got to go. There's some pains that come with that. Be able to get the grunt and all that type of stuff. So I always believe that having these type of courageous conversations, you can agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be able to learn something and grow from it, and we'll be able to get it in. What's up, OG? Bobby Johnson said 2025 should have already been prepared. Hey, listen, everybody ain't been preparing, man. And I'm gonna say this before we go into the next topic. I'm glad you said that. And people that are waiting to do New Year's resolutions, I think I've said this the last 6 years. I think I've made posts and things like that over the last 6 years. Sometime in like October, I would usually say something about, hey man, start preparing for 2025. You don't have to wait to do a New Year's resolution. Whatever you're planning to do, go ahead and start knocking it out now. Why wait until 2025 to start that process? Because now you're late in the game. Why you start preparing now, it's going to take you January, February, March. Now you're getting started in March. Then you might be able to have some delays. And all of a sudden you're right back October, November, not doing what you said you were going to do. As far as whatever you think you got planned, right? So I would encourage you. Go ahead, start doing whatever you planning to do now. planning to start that, business, if you're planning to start working out, whatever it is, start it now. What you waiting on? Go ahead, hit the gym. Go and start writing that business plan. Whatever it is that you're planning to do, go and do it now. What you're waiting on? What you're waiting on? Start now. Go do it now. Because just about every January, February, right? The gyms be full, man. The gyms be full. They be packed out. And yeah, they be packed out. People be full fledged that first month. It start teetering off a little bit in February. By the time uh, March comes, oh my, it's a wrap. It didn't feel all the way off. It fell all the way off. Super off. Super off. Super off. So, if you're doing whatever you got going on, man, go ahead and lock it in right now. OG also said, what you say, bro? 2025 is going to be the year so much money is going to be passed for generational wealth. Ride the wave or you are going to be left behind. I totally agree. I totally agree. If you are not in position, get yourself in position. Because a lot of stuff about to be changing. A lot of stuff about to be changing. A lot of stuff about to be changing. And so some for the good, some for the bad. But on the financial side, if you are on the side of trying to create and put yourself in position, it is the time right now for you to be able to tap into a lot of that. And over the next 2 to 3, going on 4 years, we'll see what happens after that second year. And I totally agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. So make sure that y'all, I'm gonna have some conversations on that too, coming 2025. As it is a very right now conversation that a lot of parents, even young people, need to be preparing for, of creating opportunities for themselves and their families and stuff too. So that's going to be a very time sensitive process, because a lot of people, there was a wave a few years ago that people didn't tap into that they could have tapped into. We were fortunate enough to be able to tap into some of that and being able to create some opportunities. But again, folks just have to be prepared, and that's a major conversation. I'm not gonna go too deep, as I don't want to be on here all night tonight covering a few of these things. But you have a very, very good point, Bobby, about that. Very, 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 very good point, because a lot of times we don't prepare, we're not ready, we're not in position, and then we get finessed out of position and wondering why we keep getting left behind, because we're not prepared to be in position to do so. That's the same thing with entrepreneurs, everything else that's going on. So very, 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 very important conversation and topic as we go forward. Because if you want to build whatever you want to build, you better be ready. You better be ready. You better be ready. You better be ready. Period. You better be ready. What you say? He said, and stack up, because inflation ain't going nowhere, but capitalize off of it. Build your rainy day account, but 2025 is your year. Yep. It's gonna be interesting what happens with the interest rates and stuff, that with the mortgage and stuff too, as that has been a major influx on what's going on in the market. So we'll try to circle back beginning of the year, follow up on some of those conversations as well. So January is going to be a packed month on conversation on things that are to come and everything that's going on. So make sure y'all stay locked in with what's happening. Now, another thing that's going on now, this Jay-Z thing, and we've been following the case, and the assault case. Now, what's interesting about this is that that the whole storyline, and him, Jay-Z attacking the lawyer. You guys been following the story of how the court system. The reason why we're following, because just understanding, because it's a big story, and us being able to follow the court system of how it works and what's going on, and what people can prepare for as well. Now, one of the big highlights right now is that, of course, those who don't know the backstory, Jay-Z is part of a sexual assault lawsuit, civil lawsuit, that was a Jane Doe, and the lawyer, Mr. Busby, was representing this particular client that named Jay-Z in the lawsuit along with P. Diddy. P. Diddy was already on there. He had a celebrity B that was on there. They said that he reached out to Jay-Z, tried to make some moves with him for him to sell it. Most likely, they didn't really get a conversation and sit down with Jay-Z and his team. They said, forget you. There's nothing for us to talk about. So then they revised the actual paperwork and included his name. And then all of a sudden, of course, now everybody knows that he is celebrity B. Now, celebrity C, which was a lady that they stated is speculative to be Jennifer Lopez. And so how all of this is playing out, Jay-Z, I guess, because there's been a lot of people that's been slandering his name, right? And what most people don't realize, it costs a lot of money for people to go and actually sue you. And so if they want to take the time to go after each person, once you get kind of big, you kind of know certain things come with the territory, right? Like there's certain things that just come with the territory. It just comes with it. Like you get to a certain level, people are going to say things. People are going to say things that are wrong. Or anything like that. I would just say I don't associate myself with Jay-Z or Diddy. Now, as we go through this conversation of why we're even talking about it, right? The assault case is all stem from Diddy. So them trying to bring him into this, Jay-Z fired back, attacking the actual lawyer character, and they're asking to understand who is behind it. Now, with that, the reason why I'm giving all that backstory to bring up this particular story against Miss Jaguar White. Now, if y'all don't know who this is, she is a singer. She was one of the singers with Jay-Z, and they did do work together for some years. And she has been on social media. She's a vlogger and have been saying a lot of accusations, and she was taunting Jay-Z to try to sue her and Beyonce. She was saying very disparaging stuff about them. And the reason why I was talking about this is because once you start talking about folks and you start talking about their character, you start talking about who they are, and start saying all these negative things, and then now you're putting up things like they're dealing with kids and stuff. Him going after, fighting back on this, he's just gonna have his lawyer go after everybody else that's been doing all this stuff, right? Hey, I'm paying the lawyer anyway. I'm gonna just have him continue to start knocking all these other people off that's been getting clout off my name, saying these crazy things about me, right? You see that? Like, he probably would have never gone after her if this case hadn't gone to this particular gentleman, the lawyer Busby, coming out and making it a big thing. She was kind of in the lower market. She was kind of in, what we would call the chitlin market. She wasn't in mainstream where people was taking her comments and stuff seriously. So by him being included in this lawsuit, now he has his lawyers fighting against a defamation type situation. Hey, I'm gonna go after everybody else that got a little clout from this as well. That's what in my opinion, I think that's going on with his particular team. So allegedly, the SA happened, and Jaguar Wright claimed in the video that Tony Busby, the lawyer that was representing the lady that's filed against Jay-Z and Diddy, and Celebrity C, which is allegedly a woman that is Jennifer Lopez, that he's representing her. Now, this was a phone conversation here of her acting like um, she was talking to someone from their lawyer from his office. That was her here. So this is
speak to you. Your producer, we received an email that everything was encrypted. They didn't say who they were, but they left this phone number.
Oh,
It was pretty informative and a little different than normal, and so I thought I would call, and I'm glad I did. So,
Well-
would it be okay if one of our attorneys calls you?
yeah, I think that would be a good idea, because the truth is, everything that's happening to your firm has been happening to my life for the past 15 years because of the Carters.
Right.
Yeah.
We are somewhat familiar with everything that you've said. I know you've been online a long time.
Yes.
Talking about all of this.
Yes,
So,
trying to gain awareness.
Go ahead.
all right, ladies and gentlemen. Now that was a little bit of her saying that she was talking to someone in the office of Mr. Tony Busby. In my opinion, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Again, I had reserved my comments of what's going on with the Jay-Z situation, because people can put out anything. People can say anything. And so you are always innocent until proven guilty. But from her putting that information out, right, on Monday, now this is what happened on Monday. Now this is all from Yahoo News. On Monday from TMZ, according to TMZ, Busby denied any claim he was working with the controversial blogger, which is Ms. Jaguar Wright, and said that the video she posted over the weekend was simply a conversation with his intake staff and nothing more. So meanwhile, Rock Nation founder is apparently still quite upset about the allegations made against him, even though the victim's allegations may contain some inconsistencies. So the lawyer that's representing Jay-Z is Alex Shapiro. Um, and so he's a very, very good attorney. Of course, they will put behind great money to make sure that they have some of the best lawyers. And so what's going on now is that they're attacking anyone at this point that is trying to come at Jay-Z in any type of way. They're like, well, prove it. Let's. Of course, you all seen the conversation before. He was stating, hey, take this thing to criminal court. If someone has done this to a young minor, we need to be in criminal court. And so that's how that conversation had came about. And that's what's going on right now in the world of Miss Jaguar Wright and Jay-Z, as it seems like I'm not sure if she has some trauma and things like that have caused her to kind of be in this state. Seeing some of her conversations and things, I know she has stated before that she has been in therapy and things like that. And so I definitely pray if something did happen, that it was, that she's getting the help that she needs and the justice that she definitely would deserve. And then that's been the other conversation. If people are out here lying on folks, what should happen to them, right? What should happen to them? If someone is telling the truth, I believe no one that I've ever come across or anybody in my circle, maybe I'm wrong. If you feel different, let me know in the chat. But I believe everyone would call for justice if someone has been SA, taken advantage of, or anything of that sort. I believe most people would say that. But there hasn't really been a conversation on when someone is lying or has malicious intent online. What should happen to those people if you're just totally lying? Should be some type of fine? Should be some type of penalty? Now that person still has to go back and sue the other person. I know there is a way to sue the person. That person still has to go back and sue them for like the lawyer fees and stuff like that. But taking those additional steps, of course, you got to spend more money, more time, all of that type of stuff. So it's very interesting how, you know, it really don't take much for a person to be able to create an allegation, right? And those allegations can be pretty high and steep. So in this conversation of what has happened, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad y'all tapped in tonight. Go ahead and make sure if you're jumping on in, if you're coming on in, make sure you hit the love. Say either the love symbol or put love in the chat. As you're going into 2025, make sure that you're going to be showing love. So if you're going to be showing love in 2025, put love in the chat. If you're going to be showing some love in 2025, we appreciate all the love and support that all of you are continue to show. The Game Changers show and all the game changers out there. We definitely appreciate you for continuing to tune in. If you are jumping in, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that follow button, and make sure you share the content. Appreciate all of you. Again, of course, shout out to all the ones that are out here grinding going into 2025. So appreciate all the game changers that are making a difference. You know, I appreciate you. You know, I love you. So as we go into, of course, the world of basketball, the NBA, of course, they had just had the NBA Cup title that had just happened. And of course, the Milwaukee Bucks, they won. They won in great fashion, to say the least. A lot of people were coming down on the Milwaukee Bucks because they haven't been playing well under Doc Rivers. He has not been doing well playing at all. He's been very disappointing the first part of the season, but they have turned it around. They have made a whole difference at this point, doing a thing, and they making some stuff happen. They trying to make some noise. They trying to make some noise out here, trying to make a difference in the East. They said they ain't dead. You ain't gonna count us out. We ain't dead. We ain't dead. And so they won. They definitely won. They did it in good fashion. They did a really good job. You know, they played extremely good defense. Can't complain about how they did, how they played. Their offense, I don't think looks great because the score was an extremely low scoring game, to say the least. It was a low scoring game. On Tuesday, it was only 97-81. But yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. It was a good game. I can't complain about it at all. Oklahoma, they looked flat. They looked flat out there. They wasn't playing well. The third quarter, the second half, they really fell off. Like they couldn't hit a shot. I think they missed like crazy amount of threes. I think it was like 20-something threes that they missed. And so that, which is not typical of them. Let me see, what was they were for the 3-point. Yeah, that was 5 for 32 from the 3-point line. They were 5 for 32. Crazy, 15%. That was 15% from the three, which is an anomaly, right? That typically don't happen to teams in general, especially even some of the worst 3-point shooting teams. That does not happen. It don't happen. It don't happen. So it's going to be a very interesting season as we go forward. Let me see here. Yeah, here we go. So Giannis did his thing. Him and Dame Lillard did their thing. He had his 26 point. Dame Lillard had his 23. But their defense was the one that saved them. A very low scoring game. Both teams are typically in the hundreds. 110, 115 area is usually the scoring. And so for Oklahoma City, only have 81 points. I mean, they in the second half. I mean, they usually score. You see, in the first quarter, they scored 28 points. In the second half, they only scored 27, 14 in the first third quarter and 17 in the fourth quarter. 31 points. 31 points in the half. Like that's literally unheard of. Like you don't hear like that. That was 1970 basketball. That wasn't no. I mean, Yeah, yeah. That's 1970 basketball. 1970 basketball. No. Ain't nobody. They ain't gonna be able to score like that no more. Like that. Those type of scores are not gonna happen typically in an NBA game. Not anymore. Not like that. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So you'll find yourself looking at some of the things that a person um, that a person sometimes wouldn't take advantage of, right? Um, and we have to watch that. We have to watch that. We have to watch that. That we have to. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. The name of the game is putting the ball in the bucket. Now, there's controversy about the 3-point line and them shooting too many threes and all that type of stuff, but it's something to be had about how we're going to continue to play this game of basketball. Now, one thing that I have been seeing, which is always got to cover, which is the Lakers. Now, they did come back, did their thing last game. Did they play tonight? Yeah, they play tonight. They're about to come on in a minute. Yeah, they play tonight. Who they play? Who they play tonight? Yeah, they play the Kings tonight. So right now they're 14-12. Anthony Davis and them stepped their game up. And LeBron stepped their game up last game. But LeBron got to play better, man. LeBron got to play better. That's all I got to say. You know, we have a few players that'll be coming back towards the end of this month, beginning of next year. Christian Wood should be back. Jackson Hayes will be back. Jared Vanderbilt will be back. I think Christian Wood is going to kind of be a question mark on how they're going to do. That's what I believe. I believe Christian Wood is going to be an X factor in how they're going to play, in my opinion. In my opinion. Yeah, Jackson Hayes. I think he's a great defensive player. He's out. He'll be back. What is saying here? December the 25th. He will be back. But we'll see. We'll see. Like he'll be back December 25th. Let me make that bigger for y'all. Yeah, he'll be back December 25th. Jackson Hayes as well. So we have two of the big guys coming back. The Koloko boy though. The Koloko boy ain't bad. I kind of like him. I kind of like I think that's I'm pronouncing his name right. The Koloko guy. Yeah, I think he's doing a dope job. I think he's doing all right. I think he's doing his thing. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It should be a lot of fun. It should be a lot of fun. See those guys come back and see exactly what happens with that as well. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. If you are a Laker fan and you want to see them do better, put Lakers in the chat. Put Lakers in the chat. Put Lakers in the chat. If you want them to do better, put Lakers in the chat. So that game will be coming on here in a minute. I'm definitely gonna be checking it out. Checking it out here in just a moment. But we'll see. We will see. We will see how that goes for everybody. With the Lakers. Pulling that up for them real quick. Let me see. Yep. There you go. All right. So if you're a Laker fan, make sure you put that Lakers in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat of what's going down as we go into next year. Of course, LeBron, I believe he's turning 40 in just a few days, and we will see how that's going to go. He is right now the point guard pretty much for them. He's averaging 9 assists, but he got too many turnovers, man. He got these 4 turnovers, man. He got to be somewhere around 1.5. He can't be four turnovers a game, man. That's too many turnovers. For you to have a ball like that, you got too many turnovers. Way too many turnovers. Way too many turnovers, man. You can't be turning over the ball like that. And he'd be coming at untimely it'd be untimely moments too. That'd be the crazy part. He'd be like doing too much. He'd be doing too much at the wrong time, at the wrong segment, at doing the wrong portion of the game, like critical moments of the game. He's turning the ball over, all this type of stuff. So you got to do, a lot better. Anthony Davis averaged 27 and 11, major double-double, doing his thing. But they got to go through him. That I'm gonna keep saying that. They gonna have to go through Anthony Davis as they come through. So, man, appreciate the Lakers not doing their job. We're going to have to see if they're going to do something at the trade deadline. There's a major conversation about potentially getting Zach LaVine, Jimmy Butler. He didn't make LA a destination that he wanted to go to. But Jimmy Butler is kind of unpredictable. He plays a lot. He plays a lot, and he knows how to play the media. He knows how to play the media. He knows how to get them talking about him. He knows that Miami wants to trade him. He's been playing his tail off, showing them like, yo, I'm still that dude. I'm still that dude. Y'all ain't listening to me. I'm still that dude. I'm still that guy. I still got it. That's what Jimmy Bucket is saying. So he might end up becoming a Laker. We don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see if it's going to happen. But I think they're going to have to make some type of move. I don't think the Lakers have much to be able to give up to be able to get something. I think they have to give up too much in order to get something, unless they're going to just do an all-out rebuild at this point. Your two biggest salary pieces is Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And they already stated that they're not trying to get rid of either one of them. And what you would get in return is nothing on the market that you would get anything in return that would be better. So they're going to have to watch that. They're going to have to watch it good, because it just ain't going to happen. It just ain't gonna happen. So also coming up this Saturday, gonna be hosting a toy giveaway presented by Cool Line Express. They are putting on their 30th annual toy giveaway for the community, and families are invited to come out. Let me make that bigger for y'all. Let me see. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Yeah, there we go. Yes, they're doing a toy drive that is going to take place this Saturday. This Saturday at 3 p.m. It's going to be at 3130 Standard Street. Going to be a bunch of free food, free haircuts, free family photo by a professional photographer, and it's going to be clothes given away. It's going to be a bunch of games, movies, all types of stuff, cocoa for families. It's going to be, of course, toys given away. And also, there will be some surprises and gifts for parents as well. And so after parents and stuff come out, there'll be some raffles and stuff where parents can win some games. There'll also be some bingo going on as well. And then there will be a North Pole in a trailer with snow, and people will be able to experience the North Pole. So Mr. G. Washington and his lovely wife, they do a toy giveaway every year. So this is their 30th annual one that they're doing. And so definitely excited to be able to help host this particular event that is going to be great for our community. So appreciate everyone that will be coming out and being a part. Again, it's going to be this Saturday, 3 p.m. at 3130 Standard Street. Absolutely free event. Everything there will be free. Gift from the food, the music, the games, the toys, the haircuts, free family photo. If your family don't have a photo for the holidays, this will be your chance to be able to come out and get a beautiful photo of you and your family that you can go ahead and check out and get. So that will be a way for you to do that with your family. Also, you're gonna have a lot of great partners that it seem like that are involved in this particular event. And so kudos to all those people that have come together to make a difference in our community. Of course, there's a lot of great community events that are going on and have continued to happen. I'm so proud of our city for doing so many great things and great things around to be able to bring love, hope, and joy to families during this time. Like I said at the beginning, there's a lot of depression, suicides, and stuff that are at its highest during this time of the year. So it's very important that we show love, and we show love to people during this time, because it is not the easiest time for everyone. And so if we continue to show some love, show some kindness, show some joy to people, it can go a long way. So I'll encourage each and every one of you. To show love as we exit 2024, starting now, going to 2025, that we show love. If you want to be showing love again in the chat, type love in the chat if you're going to be showing love, because we are going to need it all year long. And if you have not gotten that information, make sure you get that information to be able to show up, bring the kid, bring the family, come have some fun, come chill out with us. We're going to be grooving and getting down a little bit too. Come chill, relax, enjoy yourself, enjoy your families, and be able to have something good to be able to do. So OG said, so LA needs to send the James family back to Cleveland. Hey, Cleveland is actually doing really well. Cleveland out here balling. I think they started off with 16-0, but Cleveland is balling. They doing their thing. They are not in need of LeBron James at this moment. This is not a homecoming opportunity for LeBron James at this moment. Now, if they could get him for nothing, but his salary, of course, is too large, and of course, they're not willing to go with the salary cap for LeBron James, and obviously he don't want to be there. So, and I think LeBron, if I'm not mistaken, going back into this conversation, if I'm not mistaken, LeBron and Bradley Beal are the only ones, listen to me now, are the only ones in the entire NBA, LeBron James and Bradley Beal, at this present moment, are the only ones in the entire NBA that has a no trade clause. What does that mean? That means that they have to give them permission to trade them. They would have to give them permission to trade him. He would have to say, yeah, I'm okay with that trade. They can't just, like anybody else right now, they could just ship them off, and they don't really have a say-so on if they want to stay or go, if they want to go somewhere. You can have influence on, said I don't really want to play for that team, or if you have an expiring contract and the team want to try to retain you for multiple years, then they really probably don't want to get you, so they wouldn't bite on you. So some of the players, they'll play that game that way. But LeBron James and Bradley Beal are the only ones right now in the entire league that has a no trade clause. And I would think what did he say? He said they can sell more jerseys in Cleveland too. And now his son has sold about $50 million, I think, worth of jerseys from what they had said. So he is selling jerseys like crazy. He's crazy popular. And the $6 million that they paying him, obviously them getting him as a 55th draft option pick, it panned out for them because he pretty much, they made money from him. There ain't too many players that you draft that late in the second round that you'd be able to make that type of money from. So LA definitely came up, or anybody would have came up, because he's an extremely popular kid on social media. So that's definitely true. And you think Bill is overrated? He could be. I think the Suns definitely are interested in trading him. They do want to get rid of him. I think they want to get rid of him, to be honest, but they can't. And then if they try to ruffle feathers, then now you have a crazy situation with everybody in the issue, and turmoil in the locker room. So I don't think there's been rumblings about it, but there has not been anything like really solid or official about even trying to trade Bill. But who would want him? Like OG said, like, who would want him? I don't think it's too many places that would want him for the salary. And let me say it that way. Bradley Beal is definitely a great shooting guard. phenomenal shooting guard. But I think the redundancy between him and the cluster of Kevin Durant I think he kind of gets in the way sometimes. I think they should play him a little bit more with the second unit, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I think he's also overrated as well. So you think the Suns is going home early in the Western Conference this year? That'll be an interesting conversation to have. They could be. I think that's a very good position to have. I think they could, but they could also go further. I think the big man issue is a problem for them to be able to go far, especially in the West. I think that they're running into that problem in the West, not having a solid big man that could really get some things done. I think they're running into that problem. I think the matchup is going to be important. It depends on who they're going against or how far they can go. Those matchups is going to be very, very interesting. Because with OKC, of course, with Denver, those two will be a problem. I think even the Lakers will be a problem if they're able to get all their other guys healthy. I think even the Lakers would be a problem for them with Anthony Davis. Being if they really go through them, that'll be a problem. Yeah. I think that'll be their major problem with them not having some type of solid defender and somebody that they can go to in the post sometimes too. But having Kevin Durant, and I think him being even later in his career, kind of being a great defender. Like you said, Minnesota too. Minnesota definitely be a problem. Gobert, Naz Reid, definitely be handful, big time. And they're great defenders and stuff too. So I think it'll take some time for everybody to kind of adjust to them playing defense at some type of level. And of course, they'll have a defensive-minded coach, and they have Kevin Durant trying to extend himself. I think he's going to end up hurt playing too much. And I said the same thing about LeBron James. Him trying to play all 82, him having this desire and this feel of wanting to do more. I think it's problematic, to be honest. I think it's problematic for him long term, but it's something. It's something that he has to become extremely realistic about if he's gonna really take this thing to the next level. If he's gonna take this thing to the next level, he gotta try, which is in their eyes trying to win a championship, right? A championship is the goal. That's it. A championship. That's the goal. Nothing else, everything else is secondary. So if they're wanting to take that next step and really become champions, right? If the Suns do, they have to get some type of big man. They have to. All those teams will be a problem. All those teams will be a problem. All of them. At some point, especially when they're not going to call the tacky fouls, all that type of stuff becomes a problem when you don't have somebody with, a big guy down there that could really do some stuff. You're going to have to really put some things in perspective. And they haven't fulfilled that role. And I think they're just too top heavy. They have a great starting unit, but they don't have any type of bench. And I think the West is too loaded with bigger guys in the paint that they're going to almost destroy anything that they're going to try to do at any moment. You know what I mean? Like that's where the problem comes in at. That's where the problem comes in at for the Suns. Now the Lakers, he goes. So you think the Lakers gonna be in the play-in? I think right before All-Star break, right? All-Star break is coming. I think right before All-Star break, we will see what they could potentially be. I think, in my opinion, I think Christian Wood could really fill in some pieces there, especially with the scoring and being able to have a great defensive presence with his length. Now, he's not a great defender by any means, but I think he's able to stretch. He's able to be that stretch four with the combination of Anthony Davis. So this is what I think that five, that strong five could look like. That strong five could look like could be Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Christian Wood, and who would my fifth be? The Dalton boy. Yep, those five, having those as shooters, all of them could potentially hit the three, and stretch the floor and keep the lanes open. And they're all tall at their position, so they'll be able to move. They could even play a little zone there. That'll be a very big five group that can run the floor and that can hit shots. That would be ideal to me for them. And then, of course, you'll have D'Lo that can come in and, really take over that second unit. I think that will be fitting. I don't think there's enough shots and freedom for him in the starting lineup. I said that before. I didn't think they should have resigned. I thought they should have resigned Dennis Schroeder. In my opinion, I think they had a couple of major errors when it came to, getting players and bringing players back. They could be in the play-in and they could not be. I think give it a little bit more time to sizzle. We're going to see when these other guys come back. Vanderbilt is a great additional piece, especially defensively, and that energy that he brings. And I think a lot of people are forgetting that aspect of it too. These are guys that are coming back that could be nice contributors, and I think that's what they're missing. Every team is missing those glue pieces, and I'm believing that Christian Wood, if they allow him to be, I believe Christian Wood and D'Lo, allowing them to cook in that second unit. So allowing Kalenko or somebody to come in for AD, and having Vanderbilt or Cam Reddish coming in for LeBron, or keeping Hachimura in there. I think that would be a great combination there. I think that would be a great combination because Hachimura can cook. You would have D'Lo that could cook, and you could have Christian Wood that could cook in that second unit as well. Allowing them to kind of cook in that second unit, you would have a solid enough second unit that could get some buckets and play some decent defense while your first unit is in there, and they could probably even take it to the next level. So I think JJ Redick is going to have some time to really try to figure that thing out here in the future. Let's see, what's that? Let me see. LeBron played too many minutes. They breaking him down like Kobe last 5 years. I don't think that's his choice though. I don't think that's a JJ Redick choice. LeBron is playing these minutes because he wants to play them. They almost have to force him to sit out. Because if you watch the game, bro, when the Lakers are playing, if they're down, LeBron, he's doing some weird stuff and making them mess up. When he comes out the game and that unit that's in there, if they start playing well, so if they're down 12, 13 points, and then they come back, and then now they're down 4 or 2, LeBron now wants to check back in the game. Most coaches will allow that unit to cook until it starts to sizzle out. If that unit is working, why are you bringing somebody else in that obviously are going to need less? That's going to need less minutes, because whoever's in there for him, they need to be cooking. They're not gonna get it over exhausted minutes. So as a coach, you have to be strong enough to allow that group to cook if they're cooking. If they're doing well, you down 13, y'all done got them back down to 4-3. Why you in a rush to come back in? Why you in a rush to come back in? Give it 2 or 3 more minutes. If they start falling off again, it went from 4, now it's back up to 7 or 8. If they're cooking, it's like they do a timeout. The other team will do a timeout, or they cutting it in, and now you want to bring these guys back in. It just don't make sense. It don't make coaching sense to me when they do that. And then all of a sudden, you get back into another deficit because now you're trying to play more minutes. It just be weird to me. It just be weird to me because they're not going to take you out when y'all cooking and y'all killing the other way around. Like, especially when you're coming out of a deficit, they're going to wait until stuff starts simmering down, and then all of a sudden they'll bring the other unit in. But we got to start, it's just following that whole process. He said Connect Four needs all day, and that boy nice though. Connect is nice. I believe he was a phenomenal pick. The boy can shoot. He shoots it with confidence. He's not coming in scared. And I said this before when it comes to the Lakers and playing with LeBron James. If you don't have the confidence, you can't be on the team. Like, if you're scared to shoot, if you get scared to challenge him, if you're scared to just be you won't be. It's not a benefit for you to even be on this team. Like, it's not going to help you at all. It's not going to help you at all. So you have to be willing to really put in some work to, make sure that you're mentally strong and being able to really go out there and get the buckets that you're trying to get. Because I don't see anybody that can survive without having the mental capacity, especially to work with LeBron and to be in the Lakers uniform. That just being in a Lakers uniform is already pressure. But then going to that next level where it's when we're talking about playing with LeBron James and the pressure of the expectation is a championship every year. Like, there is no other expectation. No matter what type of team he has, the expectation is a championship. And so, in trying to build, or you trying to be an additional piece to help that come into fruition, that pressure happens to all those players. You seen players time and time again, they'll be killing over somewhere else. And all of a sudden they become a Laker. They can't find a basket. You didn't see 3-point shooter after 3-point shooter after 3-point shooter. Their 3-point died when they became a Laker. The pressure is too much. It's like when you get the ball, your hands are sweaty and stuff. When everything was smooth when you was over there in Minnesota, or if you was over there with the Wizards, if you was over there with one of them other teams. It's not as high of an expectation for you to almost hit every single shot. So some people just don't have the shoulders to be able to bear all of that weight. But it's always an interesting conversation, to say the least. I always enjoy it. I always enjoy looking at what's going on with the Lakers, what's happening with them, and the way they're going to go moving forward. I don't think, the next couple of years, what's going to happen, we don't know. Of course, LeBron James will be older another year. Anthony Davis, health holding up. Are they going to be at a point of trying to do a rebuild? Are they going to try to be bringing some other guys in to try to make sure that they are doing their thing? But we'll see. We'll see. Prince. Yeah, Prince cooking with the Bucks, but he couldn't find a basket with the Lakers. And I'll be honest, I would have kept Prince. Prince didn't do actually bad with the Lakers. In my opinion, I think he was a great defender. I believe he did hit some big shots during moments. But I didn't think that Prince wasn't bad either. Again, keeping Dennis Schroeder, I would have got a really D'Lo. You would have had Dennis Schroeder at a lower cost. Plus, he's a great defender. You're talking about guarding the Dame Lillards and the Steph Currys and stuff. D'Lo, he ain't got the defense to be able to do that. So, and, just like D'Lo, he can go get his own bucket. Now, he can get a bucket. And when he's on, he's on. And I thought Schroeder was a little bit more consistent. He may not have scored as much, but he could definitely keep the consistency of getting you, 10, 12 a night. Consistently and shooting it at a pretty decent clip. Like, he wasn't falling off where he's 1 for 8 or something like that. He was a pretty consistent player. So Dennis Schroeder doing his thing, and Taurean Prince, I thought would have done a good job. And so if they would have kept him, so it's definitely going to be a placement issue for some players, because they can't play everywhere. Like some people, they can't play in New York. You know, it's too hype in of a crowd. Some people can't play in Philly, right? The Philly crowd, extremely tough fans out there. They'll cheer for the other team. You know, they got to start going there, cheer for the team, but they cheer for you. So we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. So let's get late, folks. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all continue to like, share, subscribe. Again, if you are on here, you're rocking with me. Appreciate all the Game Changer family. Make sure that you put love in the comments. If we're going to be showing love through 2025, in and off your year strong. Make sure that you put love in the chat. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in once again to the Game Changer Show. As long as y'all continue to love each other, your boys out. One love.
Thank you.